Happy Friday. I'm so happy to have you here today because you are doing what so few people in the world do, relatively speaking. Most people are just caught up. They're getting out of bed every single day, just getting done what they got to get done. And you are not. You are actually saying, hey, I got to get pumped up. I want to learn something new. I need to ground myself. Have a little bit of a motivational sermon from Scott and see what he comes up with today. Very unlike what anybody else will do. I promise you that, and I'm going to keep it that way. But in any case, you're one of the few that actually try to improve yourself every single day. So thanks for being here for that. It's cool. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day. You know, an observation I make, and I like to practice observational motivation. That's what I call it. It's kind of like observational comedy, where you look at the world, and comedians do it all the time. They look at the world, they see something funny where most of us wouldn't see it. And you see that all the time on all these Netflix specials and stuff. My world of observational motivation is I look at the world and I try to figure out, okay, what are these people doing that makes them successful? That person looks successful. What are they doing? That person walks with some swagger. That's cool. What it is? That person doesn't have swagger. What's going on? I try to pay attention to that. Now, I also understand I never know. I just don't know. It's not usually very, very visible to me, but I can kind of catch clues of it. But if I pay attention over time, and if I get the chance to ask a few questions and get in conversation, I can begin to figure out and understand what's working for other people. One thing I've learned in my life is this, and come here real close. This is about you. I'm the guy that comes in here and spews for 9 or 10 minutes a day, and that's what I do. It's my job. And I help people every single day in the tens of thousands by doing what I do. But trust me, you guys blow me away every single day. When you send me emails, when you jump on Facebook, so smart, so experienced, so passionate, you've done so much in your life. I can't even imagine. I can think right now, but I can't even put words to it. About all the cool stuff you've done. You just humble me even being around. Didn't used to be that way. I had to get to know you a little bit to realize that Scott's just a guy that shows up on a podcast. And if I do what I do, the way I do it, hopefully I'll have some impact today. And that usually is the case. But you guys blow my mind. So thanks for doing that. It keeps me excited every single day. Did I introduce myself? I'm not sure. If I haven't, my name is Scott Smith, the guy with the beard these days. It's kind of weird looking in the mirror. Almost looking like one of those SEAL team guys. Chief Motivating Officer here at motivationtomove.com. My job, very simple. Get your butt moving. Sometimes we're not very elegant about it, but we do get butts moving. That's for sure. So this is Friday. There's a question I always ask. This is a really important question. I'm a touchy-feely kind of guy. I was on Netflix, silly little show called Rescue by Ruby. Have you seen that? I love dogs. I love corny movies. I love hero type movies. Have you seen that? I was feeling that. I was like in tears. I was hiding it from my wife because I was so happy. I was sick a little bit, so I was kind of tearing up a little bit. Man, I'm an emotional guy, which is why I always ask the question, how do I want to feel? I never want to lose the ability to feel my emotions at an extremely deep level. In fact, I feel them deeper than most people do. Don't ever want to lose that. Yes, I want to control them. I don't want them out of control. I want to use them and harness them, but I want to be able to feel them. And you should too. It's easy to cover them up in this world. Or it's easy to wear them on your sleeve and just live with them all the time. But you want control of those. And the way we do it is we ask that question, how do I want to feel? Pay attention to what comes into your mind. You could be having a bad day. I just want to feel like I feel grumpy today. That's what I feel like today, just grumpy. Or maybe I want to feel like I can change the world. I don't know what it's going to be. But I do know this. When you ask yourself how you want to feel, you tend to get an answer. That voice inside you, the voice inside your head, the voice coming up from your gut that knows you better than anybody on the planet will tell you exactly how you want to feel, even if you lie to yourself about it. And you are. We all do. Ask that question when the show's done today. Let's talk leadership. Wouldn't consider myself a leadership expert at all. Don't have a huge background in that. I have a lot of training in that, a lot of experience in that, but I've never led big corporations or huge groups of people. And small groups, mostly for me. Just my choice in life, the way I do things. Although people would argue that point with me. If you've seen me in action, people would very much argue the point. But I'm not going to stand up and say I can lead a corporation like Apple or something like that. But I can learn from leaders. I can use what I know in certain ways, and you can too. Because I know something. I know there is nothing new in life. And I know if you want to be a great leader, there's nothing new in life. Great leaders have been around forever. A lot of the greatest leaders today are studying all the greatest leaders in the past, right? That's what they do. Do what they do. So if you have a family, you want to step up and be the king of your kingdom and lead your family in a way that maybe they don't expect, maybe they're not asking for it, but you know they need. Maybe you're a mom. Single mom, you got to do it yourself. Maybe you got a small business. Maybe you're a teacher, and these kids these days are not used to leadership these days, but you're finding a way to step up and lead them. Not telling him I'm the leader. No, I'm the boss. No, you don't tell him that. You find a way to be that good leader that inspires him to go forward. So a couple of quotes to help you maybe a little bit. Good leaders take a little more than their share of the blame, a little less than their share of the credit. Andrew Glasgow said that. Do you do that? It's funny when I read that, take a little more of their share of the blame and a little less of their share of the credit. In this gaslighting world that we live in these days, it seems like everybody's lying. Nobody's taking their share of the blame. Everybody's passing it. It doesn't last. Eventually, people see through it. But you know the thing about it is, you see through it right now. If you don't take your share, maybe a little bit more, and humble yourself a bit, you know you're not doing that. That's just making you smaller. You want to be bigger. Lead from behind and put others in front, especially when celebrating. Take the front line when there is danger. People will appreciate your leadership. Nelson Mandela. Lead from behind. Tell them what the mission is, what you're working on. When things get tough, get out there. Be in front, lead the way. And when it's celebration time, it's not your party. It's the people you've been leading. It's their party. Martin Luther King said, a genuine leader is not a searcher for consciousness, but a molder of consciousness. You got to get people to buy into your mission. You're not trying to, to figure out something. You're trying to persuade a little bit, get them to go your way and change how they think about things. It's a worldview thing. Most people aren't thinking the way you're thinking. That's why you're the leader. What was the quote a long time ago? Who said this? People are running around with their umbilical cord in their hand looking to plug it into somebody. If you think about that, most of the world is looking to be led. Right around you right now, there are people looking to be led. And if you lead them, mold them a little bit, they'll plug right into you. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want to be done because they want to do it. Dwight D. Eisenhower. One of the greatest powers in the world is when you realize there are people out there that actually really want to do what you need done. And they want to do it more than you do, and they really want to succeed at it. And the art of leadership is allowing them to do that, getting them to do it, because it's going to make them happy, going to make you happy, it's going to get the job done. A person who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to being in an environment where excellence is expected. When you set the bar, you set the standard. And I've been very guilty of this over the years, kind of a happy-go-lucky, go-with-the-flow kind of guy. Okay, yeah, we'll work it out, whatever. But every single time I set the bar and say, this is what we're going to do, and then hold to the bar, that's leadership, because a lot of people don't like it when you do that. At the same time, they need to get the lesson, don't they? But when you set the bar and you say, this is what you want, and then you support them and lead them to help you get that, everybody becomes happier. Everybody celebrates the journey. It becomes a great experience for everybody involved. So if you happen to be in the position of leadership, and I think you are probably, if not, you should be, you should find a way. You should step into that way. There is somebody today that you can lead someplace, that you can help improve their life and help them get more. Even if it's just meeting somebody walking down the sidewalk around the block of your house, something I do 3 times a day with my dogs. Be the leader that you want to be. Be the leader you've heard you could be. Be the leader that you know you can be. Be the leader that one day when your days are done on this planet, you are proud to have been, and everybody will show up to celebrate the fact that you were the leader they needed. Okay, hang on a second. That was pretty good. You got to admit, all right? That was pretty awesome. That was pretty good. I mean, that was totally ad-lib. Can you believe? Yes, I know. It's Scott. Scott can do that stuff. Hey, if you can't have fun, why do it, right? Listen, have a great weekend. Do me a favor. Come to Facebook. I have a little quiet in July every single year. I take a little time off, and I'm starting to perk up again now as we get into August. Just go to dailyboostpodcast.com/Facebook. Come on over. No pressure, no hype, nice people, no sales, nothing like that. We get rid of people who try to do that. Love to have you. And if you'd like this program commercial-free with the Daily Nugget, the Daily Click text message, and the Boost coaching that we do once a month live with me helping you out, just go to dailyboostpremium.com, get yourself signed up. If you're already a member, I appreciate you. You know that. I say it as often as I can remember, and not so often as to annoy other people. But I try anyway. Have a good weekend.